Could we move on to Andy from the Summer Institute for Linguistics?
Yes, hi. Forgot how to unmute myself here. By the way, I'm in Tucson, Arizona, United States. For those, I actually know Gary Simons. I'm not sure if Martin, yes, you've probably worked with him, because I remember Gary talking in the late 90s about TEI and SGML at that point. And so it's good to hear about it being an XML now. But based on the notions of TEI, and since in SIL we write a lot of linguistic documents, grammars, papers, theses, dissertations, and so on. And my wife was very much involved with that, and she was complaining about trying to use Microsoft Word to do that, and would save one day's work, come back the next day, and Word changed the location of things. That was kind of a motivation to write a DTD for linguistic documents. And so that started 20 years ago. In 2005, I learned about XMLMind and its XMLMind XML editor, which hides the XML from the user. So the author can focus more on writing and, if you will, authoring, and getting the content the way he or she wants, without having to deal with all the XML markup directly. In my case, it required creating custom configuration files for the XMLMind XML editor. But we were able to export from the Xling paper XML to a web page, XHTML with CSS, to XSLFO. We used RenderX. FOP at the time did not handle some of our needs. And from XSLFO, XMLMind has another tool that will map that to doc, Word's doc file, or to OpenOffice writer files. We've also can take the XHTML and CSS output and convert it to ebook. And back starting late 2008, mostly 2009, started working on producing a ZLaTeX output. I'd used LaTeX in the late 80s and again in early 90s, but hadn't done anything since on that. And so our basic process is to take advantage of the XMLMind XML editor as the user input device, so to speak. And the DTD then acts as a grammar, so the user cannot create an ill-formed document. And we offer a number of advantages, such as if you want to create a reference to a section or an example, then you just press a key and it brings up a list of all the sections or a list of all the examples, and you key in basically the ID or click on a link which inserts the ID ref, and so on. So then from that, within the XMLMind XML editor, the user can press a button and produce the web page output, the PDF via ZLaTeX, whatever. So they have the multiple outputs. We use XSLT primarily for all of these transformations from the XML. We do produce a we don't go straight from the Xling paper XML to TeX, but we first produce a TeXML like thing, and then I've got a special Java macro that adjusts some of the white space and other special character things. But then it goes straight to zLaTeX, and we try to run zLaTeX twice, partly to get long table to align itself the best that it can. Of course, the first time you run, with some of it, content page numbers don't show up. You have to run it again because we've got a file where we store them, and then the XSLT will read that file and insert the number from the last run. So that's basically it.